So we'll start with the project 3 and we'll give the overview of what this project is about. So basically in this project we are showcasing like how we are deploying the apps in the search it cluster, or how we are deploying the apps on universal forwarder or indexer cluster. Basically when you have a cluster environment, how do we deploy the apps or configuration, that this is like showing most of that part. So basically when you are supposed to deploy any add-on, we have one application provided by Splunk, which is Splunk App Packaging Toolkit, which basically splits your app into the different set of components. Like, for example, if you have a Splunk add-on for ServiceNow, so where all we have to deploy it, that app basically has that intelligence to decide like where. So it also depends on certain set of configurations. For example, under this yeah, so basically there is a phases in the Splunk data pipeline, like if you have probably let's see if this one is covering those information, else we can open the documentation. Yes, so here, so for example, how do we decide that now the suppose the app has been splitted into three ways, like searcher, indexer, and the forwarder. Now how you will decide, like for searcher it is straightforward, you can just simply you know, deploy it via deployer and all that. But for the indexer you have two options, like either you can deploy it on heavy forwarder or like intermediate forwarder or indexer, but that will be decided based on this configuration. So for example, if in your props.conf you have these attributes present, that means that is supposed to go into the parsing phase, that is on the intermediate heavy forwarder. But if you have no, if your props.conf does not contain these information and maybe just contain this information, and more of it presents like it contains like this information, then it will go to your indexer. So let's see, let's take one example of deploying the add-on, Splunk add-on for ServiceNow, so we can see that. Let's open the command prompt and we can do this demo. Okay, we are here into the path. Now you have to activate your environment. So although the environment is created, but just to make sure that we are into the virtual environment, we'll run this. We'll run this like query. Let's see, where is it? So I'll just run this to activate my virtual environment. We can see we are under this. After this, we need to run. We already have this toolkit app presented to it, so we'll just go and run this slim partition on our service now add-on. So it's still running. Let's wait to see. So now, okay, we can see that we got two packages. That means we can either install it on search it, and it has extracted other one which is forwarders. So let's see what is there inside this forwarders. So if we have to decide like whether we need to, although it hasn't given us this indexer thing, so I think it can directly go to either search it or the your source, that is forwarders, because I cannot find any such setting of specific to props here. Anyhow, indexes is not there, so we're not gonna put it on the indexer. Let's see props one more time. Do we have those settings which is there inside this one, which is either it could be line breaker related truncation or something like that. So I'm not able to find it. So I think we'll go with this one. Like on the search end, we'll deploy it. Now if we need to deploy it on the search end, how are we gonna do it? First we would need to put this package on the deploy. So let's do that. Our deployer is into this management server itself. It's not any dedicated one. So let's log it. instead of SC, we'll do SCP, and we'll give the package name, which is this one here, and we need to put it under temp of deploy. So let's run this command. Looks like something is missing here. Let's again check it. Okay, let's go to this part once. Let's log in here to validate. Okay, so we can see that the package is here. Now we need to deploy it to all the search head. So how we gonna do that? Let's check it in the documents also. Okay, first it says change the ownership of this package. So let's get into the root user and change the ownership. Now become this branch user and extract this package. Just start. They are doing it in templates. Okay, so we have it. Let's go to this one and see. Oh, we can see there is one more tar file. I think this is happening with your Splunk app packaging toolkit. So you would have to again extract it. So now do this tar sphere to this one. OPT, Splunk, etc, search cluster, apps. This is where you place your app whenever you have to deploy it to the search heads. So we have it. Now let's run the command. Before that, let's just see if it is there on any searcher or not. Although it is not there, but just to make sure, let's log into maybe search head 2. In the search heads, you'll find it in this etc apps only. So right now we don't have anything related to your service now. So now let's push it from the deployer. Okay. So you have to run a command which is Splunk apply sh cluster bundle. Let's verify the command once. Okay, let's verify the status once. Oh, sorry, we are on the other server. You have to run this command from the search head. Yeah, everything is on up, so that's fine. Now we are good to deploy our app. Okay, no target specified. So we need to give the target also, that is target IP of any search head. So let's give the IP of let's give this IP of search head 1. Okay. Bundle has been successfully pushed. Now let's verify on the search head. see ServiceNow add-on is there. So that's good. This is the way to push your apps onto the search it while deploy. Now, if we look into another topic of this project, which is like how are we uninstalling? So basically, to uninstall your app from search it, you just have to remove that app from the etc cluster apps and just deploy the bundle. And you can, if you want to see that, we can quickly do that. Before that, we can just view our app from the interface. Let's log into any of the searcher. So we have this app. Now let's remove it. Now again you need to push the bundle. Let's just check it now. Let's log in again. So yes, we can see now there is no service now add-on. Okay. Now, other is how do you deploy apps to the indexer cluster? For indexer cluster, you have to like go to the cluster master. So that is your basically a component which manages all your replication and all the configurations which should be there onto your peers. That is indexer. So on the indexer cluster also where we put those apps. So let's quickly check that. So this is your place where you put the configurations. For example, if you get the task to add any index, new index for your indexes, then how would you put it up? Like here in the existing indexes.conf, you just have to make new entry. Okay. For example, here you can just give one more entry and you can apply the bundle. So for to apply the bundle, what you have to do, there's a command which is Splunk apply cluster bundle. Let's just verify the command from the documents. Yes, it's Splunk apply cluster bundle. Before that, you should always check your bundle status. Before applying the cluster bundle, because if something has to restart, you would know that, because although that restart happens in the packet, Splunk does it like cluster manager, but still, if there is even something is restart required, you cannot just restart at any time of the day. There should be some maintenance, or it should be some off hours when you should do that. So be sure to run this command before applying the bundle, and this is how that particular configuration will be reflected to all your indexes. And if you have to uninstall the app from the indexer cluster, then for that also, like, you just have to remove the app from the manager apps. Likewise, we have done in the search head. So for the cluster manager, this is the path, like etc manager apps which we have seen there, you can just remove and again apply the cluster bundle, and this will remove the app. And if you want to check it on the indexes, then for the indexes you have this path, that is etc peer apps. There you can check it. So this is the way. Now other steps are like how we are deploying the apps to the forwarders using deployment server. So let's see that also. Before that, we can just cover up this topic, how we are creating the index in the indexer cluster. So it is same. Likewise, I was there into this location of the cluster manager, which is opt splunk etc manager apps underscore cluster underscore local. So here in this viindexes.com, if you want to add any new index, you can just add one more entry and just apply your bundle. So that will reflect it. But that index will not going to reflect in your cluster manager in the indexes tab until and unless it does not have any data. So just if you create the index, it will not show. Once it has the data into it, then it will reflect. This is what I have observed while doing the activity. So, and how we are cleaning the index in the indexer cluster. So this is one of the topic of, although I have done these steps, but to make it like little precise, we can just go through it. So how we are cleaning the indexer, clean the index in the indexer cluster. So yeah, so basically what we do in the production is, like, we give the setting frozen time period in seconds. So what it does, here also for some of the index I have given, like for example frozen time period second, this what I have given, this is like 60 days. If you convert this seconds, it will be 60 days. So data longer than 60 days should be deleted. I just want to keep my data which is in this range of 60 days. Older than data of that time, like basically data older than 60 days should be deleted, should be moved to the frozen bucket. So should be basically automatically deleted, right? So this is how we basically clean the data from the indexer cluster. So you have to give this setting, frozen time period in seconds. This is a important setting. And then after that, there is one more thing. Yeah, again you'll apply the bundle by running this command.